Right now, the percentage to borrow money is still relatively low. Finance Guru, is now the time to lock in or try to refinance your mortgage rate?
At the surface, this seems like an easy question, but there are a lot of considerations when you're going down the road of refinancing. So yes, rates are low, and there are opportunities to get favorable financing, and you should take the time to look at it, because there's more to this, King, than just rate reduction. Now, that's what draws everybody, and that is perhaps the most important thing, but it's not the only thing. So let me just highlight a few things that you need to consider. When you're going to go down the road of a refi, for example, you have to look at where your debt-to-equity ratio is to see if you'd even qualify to be able to do it. You know, you could start down this path and realize that financially things may have changed and you're no longer in a position to be able to do it. Same thing goes with your credit score. Have things happened since the last time that you applied for a mortgage that have negatively impacted your credit score? Well, that's going to impact your ability to refinance or be able to get a favorable rate. Of course, I mentioned before, you need to shop around for the rates. Don't automatically assume that you can just refinance with your existing lender and that's going to be the best deal. It may, but you really need to do your homework. And how about this? Let's not forget about the closing costs, because when you add up all the closing costs, you may find out that you're not in any better position than you were before the refinance. So you have to look into all the costs that go into a refi. And as far as what you said about, is it time to lock in? Here's what I tell people. If you are satisfied with the rate you're being offered, then lock it in. Don't try to play it out and take the risk. Yes, the rate could go lower and you'd be happier, but that's not the way to play this. If there's a rate that's attractive enough for you with all the other things I mentioned and it all works financially, then just lock it in and be satisfied with what you have. Because if you don't lock in and that rate starts to inch up, that ends up costing you real dollars, and potentially it could be a deal breaker as to whether you want to do the refinance at all at that point. So you got to look at refinancing in totality, not just the rate. That's my advice.